Hello.
Good morning, good evening for you, good morning from London. So another week, and following on from our last video, we were kind of talking a little bit around workspace and things like that, and actually changing our headspace from the working from home to working from home office. And so we thought that was a perfect segue into kind of perhaps what our different experiences are. And I am fortunate enough to actually have a little office. So I have a space in which I kind of move into for the day. And I think for me, what has been the most important, and I always had this before lockdown. Since then, I had a housemate that stayed with me, but has moved because of it not being conducive to work from home, the space being too small. But probably about 2 months ago, I found myself in a bit of space where I was feeling a little bit flat, bit of burnout, I would say, just all the change that had gone on. And I also noticed that my usually very religious morning routine had slipped because we don't have this very strict framework. And so we just tend to kind of slip a little bit. So for me, one of the most important things is waking up. When I wake up in the morning, waking up at a set time, trying to get into that habit of waking up for a set time, because what had happened previously is I thought, I don't have to be anywhere. I don't have to do this. And that flexibility, you start kind of going to bed a little bit later, waking up a little bit later, and it really just impacts the rest of your day. So waking up first thing in the morning, and for me, going outside, getting some fresh air, going for a walk. I actually do a walking meditation, which gets my kind of energy moving. We all know energy's been a bit stagnant after sleep. And just really to shift yourself and get a little bit focused and take a little bit of me time. Self-care is so important, especially when you think of all the things that we've talked about, the different Zoom rooms. And then coming back, having a shower, getting myself ready for the day. Because what tends to happen if you haven't showered and we've all done it, you think, oh, I don't really need to see anyone today, but it means you tend to shy away from those interactions should one of them come up, because you think, oh, I haven't done my hair, haven't done my makeup, haven't washed, haven't showered, I won't do the call today. And all of those things actually have a knock-on effect. So having that morning routine, and then I close my day as well with a walk. Again, something walk just to detach from the day. So I think with regards to the working from home office, it's completely possible. And, obviously when we talk about logistically and what we have available, but about finding for you what is going to give you that start and end of your day. Because we all had it, but we perhaps had a frantic one where we had to do a long travel. We don't have that. So that time now can be used for a little bit of self-care. Go for a walk, just to actually embrace the day and then close it off. So that, I think, for me is something I really wanted to share, because I think it's been quite prevalent with regards to mindset, where people are at, the overwhelm, and just dealing with the change. It's really important for us to still have some sort of routine to give us a certain sense of control, especially with all the kind of change that's happened. So I'd love to hear from you. What has been your kind of, because your setting's a little different to mine.
I think the reason why, I prefer to use the word work from home office rather than work from home is to actually recognize, one, the shift in mind space and mindset that you're actually putting yourself through. So although the environment that I'm in, or you might be in, is in the home environment, it's to actually recognize that, hey, from a role and a mindset space perspective, I'm stepping into a home office environment. So what that translates to for me is not just a physical space. I mean, there are dozens and dozens of articles that are written about how you create, the physical space around a home office. Be it if you have a big space or a small space. Naturally, there's a challenge if you've got a small space and many people there, but that's a conversation for really another day, because that presents different challenges. But leaning into the mindset then, one of the things that I find very important, and I've been working from home office now for close to 5 years, even in my corporate role, I was actually dealing with cross-border, so it was cross time zones. Um, and that sort of added to the complexity of actually having a work from home office mentality because the time didn't necessarily reflect my 9 to 5, it extended until 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. my time because I was working with a totally opposite time zone. But one of the key things I found really useful in that space then is to actually have a sense of purpose. What am I actually up to for the week or for the day? So what is it that I want to accomplish in terms of outcomes? So not just the tasks that I'm doing, but what are some of the things that I really want to achieve in the course of the week? Or if you're one of those who plan by the hour in the day, at least in the course of the day. And I find that that sort of frames how I use my time. So if I'm clear about what I want to achieve in the course of the week or in the course of the day, then I build in the flexibility of other things that I could possibly interject into the hours that I choose to put in or that I need to put in, right? But it then gives me a sense of, okay, right, what am I prioritizing from an outcome point of view? I think the third thing that's important for me, I find, is also recognizing that as part of the outcome and output is also the downtime. So recognizing that, hey, if I'm going to be putting in long hours the night before, it's okay to give myself some downtime the next morning, right? So what I also factor in is the fact that that is also an outcome that I want because that contributes to me being able to be productive because I'm also creating downtime. So, the three things that I really encourage someone to do is apart from thinking about working from home office is what is the mindset then that you bring with you when you step into your work from home office, right? What are the outcomes that you'd like to achieve for the week or the day? And scheduling the downtime and giving yourself space also recognizing that, hey, at the end of the day, it's about driving the outcomes, not the hours, and balancing that off.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And it's completely different approaches from both of us, but about actually, I think it's that understanding what works for you and finding that balance for you as an individual. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Earl.